You can't even see my face though. Yes, Fantastic Four just came out, and it was a great movie. Comic book movies are definitely back now. Now, there's a lot to cover in this video. I mean a lot. So, I'm gonna stick more to the spoiler stuff, but this will also be a spoiler and non-spoiler video. But I won't be focusing too much on the non-spoiler stuff because I'm pretty sure you guys already heard that stuff before and you kind of just want to get straight into the movie. And now that the movie's out, we want to talk about the stuff that happened, like the crazy things that happened. Even got my figures up there for the movie. Alright, so this will be the non-spoiler territory. I will let you know once we hit spoiler territory, so don't worry about that. So starting off with this review, dude, the family dynamic was so great. This really does feel like a family. And it does make sense because this is Marvel's first family. I love the chemistry between these guys, especially between Ben and Johnny, because it's always the best. Glad that this takes place on a different Earth. That's really good because they were able to get away with a lot of stuff in this world because they could literally do anything they wanted. They didn't have to worry about the other characters, which I feel like the MCU kind of has trouble doing. So yeah, they were able to do their own thing, and it would not have really affect the timeline or the Earth, or however you want to call it. I think visually, this is the best MCU movie. There's not even a moment where I second guess, it kind of looks wrong. No, this looks great, especially the scene with Galactus. I will get into that more in spoiler territory. I think Infinity War was the last movie I was really on the edge of my seat for, oh geez. But this one, yeah, I was worried too because, as I said, they can literally do anything that they want with this Earth. It won't really affect the Earth that we're used to. And the last thing I'll say for this non-spoiler part is that this movie actually starts setting up the MCU again. I haven't been getting that lately. Back when, the first movies came out before Infinity War, we were getting set up as something. Each movie, yes, they were their own thing, but they also have little hints on what big is where to come. Thunderbolts was the last movie to actually, set up something because, well, spoiler alert, but, I'm pretty sure most people have watched Thunderbolts already. You do see that scene with the ship of it being Fantastic Four. But yeah, I'm so glad that this movie just really does set up what's to come. What was the job of this movie? It was supposed to introduce you to Marvel's new family and also get you excited about what's going to come. So yes, that's everything I need to say for my non-spoiler part. All right, now we're getting into spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen it yet, do not watch this part because this movie is insane. You want to go into this movie with an open mind and not knowing what's to come. So yes, you've been warned, this is spoiler territory. I want to talk about the characters first. Johnny, I like how Johnny is not just the immature guy. Yes, he is still like that. He is still fun. But he also is the one who tries to make the ultimate sacrifice. Even at the end of the movie, he tries to sacrifice himself. He's even, trying to figure out stuff about the Silver Surfer. And in this movie, he's just really great. That's what I love about Johnny Storm in this movie. He's definitely my favorite. Joseph Quinn did a fantastic job.
Say that again?
Yes, you heard me. Fantastic.
Say that again?
He did a perfect job doing Johnny Storm. Another character that I really felt too was Reed Richards. I feel like there was a lot of pressure on him in this movie. Everyone was relying on him. And those scenes where he's thinking about what are we going to do? Galactus is coming. He's going to destroy our world. And he's trying to figure it out. People are asking him questions. Was just insane. At one point, he just didn't know what to do too. So, Pedro Pascal did a great job. Sue Storm, I think, was one of the MVPs of the movie. It really shows you of what a mother would do just to protect her child. She goes through everything. She doesn't even think to even give away baby Franklin. Because if you know, Galactus wants Franklin. He does have powers, which you may know some of the comics. He has some crazy powers, and she doesn't want to give him away. She even makes a speech on how she won't sacrifice her child for this Earth, nor will she sacrifice the Earth for the child. Wait, is that how it went? I forgot already. Jeez, I'm not good at speaking. Everything that she does in this movie was just great. She definitely was MVP. Some people were saying how she was the leader of the group, which I feel like if you did say that, you just didn't watch the movie clearly because she really isn't the leader, though. She's more of the structure of the whole group. I do think Reed Richards is still the leader of the group in this movie, but she is the structure. She's the one that, holds everything together. Vanessa Kirby playing a great Invisible Woman. Congrats to her. Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. He was great. I love the voice actor. He looked visually really good too. I do think he had less to do in this movie. There are scenes that they didn't really touch upon of him. Him in the school or the teacher, wherever she was. They didn't really touch up on that. They kind of just switched back and forth. He did help a lot within the group. Escaping Galactus scene. That scene where they're going into his ship was just awesome. I love the way that area looked. It looked great. And the way back when they were escaping was just so suspenseful. Especially since Invisible Woman was giving birth to Franklin while they were escaping. That really had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. The way that Silver Surfer was just chasing him down was crazy. And they sent her into the black hole. I thought that, and again, all that visually looked great. There were some parts where I just felt like Silver Surfer was just there. Until the very end where Johnny does lure her into the city. Tapes of her messages when she destroyed those other planets. Getting ready to teleport, how they wanted to teleport to, they wanted to teleport a little far away, so it would take a long time for Galactus to find them. I thought that was cool how they managed to get, everyone in the world to tribute and help. They have a curfew for light so they can reserve power. That was great. I'm telling you, it really shows that hopeful heroes are back. Similar to Superman, I feel like this movie should have been longer. I don't know. I just wanted more time to see this world. I don't know if that's just a me problem, but I just wanted to see this world more. I wanted to, interact. I wanted to see these characters more. Herbie was a fun character in this one. He was definitely my favorite in the movie. He was just really adorable, and I like how he's like the little maid of the house. He's always keeping things together. I thought that was really fun. And I just found out that the voice actor for Herbie was also General Grievous.
Your reputation to be a little older. Jedi scum.
I can't get that out of my head now. But yeah, he was the MVP trying to protect Franklin from that final battle scene, which that's what we'll talk about now. The final battle scene, I know a lot of people, complained, or not complained, but like criticized about it, and how they said this movie didn't have enough action, which I don't mind that. The reason why I don't mind that is just because this movie is just different, okay? I do feel like that's what the MCU needs. They need to be different. Like that final battle scene, it didn't lose me. Like how some people felt like they were getting lost. They weren't really interested in it. Galactus looked crazy. I just want to get back to that before we keep talking about the final battle. He looked insane. He terrified me. The voice actor was perfect. See, I'm glad that they spent more money on him because it makes sense. You want him to look freaking scary. Which is another reason why I also do think it didn't have much action scenes in it. Because, the budget was, I feel like they should have used the budget for the visual stuff because, it's Fantastic Four. It has to look really good. It can't look corny. It can't look bad. But yeah, when he's on Earth, he's like grabbing things. He's identifying stuff. He's holding onto buildings and how it's breaking. Of course, that scene where Ben and Johnny are coming from the sky and he says the thing. The scene where Sue Storm's trying to push him into the little portal thing was great. How does Galactus get thrown in portals in any adaptation he's in or anything he's in? Her pushing Galactus was killing her. And it kind of did. In fact, how he even got Baby Franklin, to put him on his mother. And the fact how Baby Franklin revived her, that was a beautiful scene. I love that. Final scene with, the car seat, how they're trying to buckle him up at the end was hilarious. It really shows you how the uncle or dad moment is pretty fun. Again, spoiler warning, you don't want to know what's going to happen. The post-credit scene, we got to talk about that. Okay, we'll talk about the very, very last one. It's just a little fun scene of the cartoon Fantastic Four, like how they were advertised on that world. But now, the real post-credit scene, which is the first post-credit scene, which is Dr. Freaking Doom. The scene is where she's reading Baby Franklin's story, but he's not baby anymore, he's toddler, so Toddler Franklin. And, she tries to go get a new book, and she comes back, and she sees freaking Dr. Doom! And I know, the Russo brothers did direct the scene, so I know for a fact that has to be Robert Downey Jr. behind that mask. It's crazy how he's just, holding on to him, and he's touching Dr. Doom's face. That's crazy, and it really does. This is what I was talking about, how it does set up what's to come next. I do believe in that ship that we see at the end of Thunderbolts. That is not the Fantastic Four. It is Franklin and Dr. Doom. I think that's who they are. Because I think Franklin and Dr. Doom's going to a world where the Fantastic Four doesn't exist. Also, he is going to use the face of Iron Man. Or that also could be that could be the Fantastic Four, and they're coming down to that Earth because the savior of that world is also the person who took their son. There's just a lot about that scene. You could think of all your theories you want. It was just a great post-credit scene. I'm super excited, and I can't wait for what's to come to Marvel. Anyways, guys, I really did like this movie. I loved it. I'm glad these comic book movies are good. Thunderbolts was great. Superman was great. Now Fantastic Four is great as well. But yeah, that's gonna do for this video. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys also loved Fantastic Four, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.